What's going on, guys? Plastic Beach X3 back here with another One Piece sim video, and this time it's going to be another ranked ladder video utilizing the Belo Betty strategy. So going to be playing the Belo Betty strategy on the ranked ladder once again. Switched up the list a little bit once again, like I said in the first couple videos that I've done on Belo Betty. Like you could switch out some ratios here for other cards, other tech cards, but I think largely the list is pretty just standard. Like as long as you're playing, 4, 4, 4, 4, at least 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 0 to 4, 4, 2, 3, then I think you're fine. Like you could cut the raise max for the stage, you could cut it for a dragon, you could cut it for I was trying out the 3-drop Belo Betty trigger, but unfortunately it's not searchable off the Belo Betty. So it makes it tough because I was like thinking of like going first curves and stuff, and like sometimes if you just have another trigger body and something that does something like draw a card, it's like pretty good, and it's a 7k with leader ability. But unfortunately you just can't search it with this, and that actually came up a few times and it was annoying, so I cut it. And I'm trying out just maxing out raise max and see where that gets me. But the videos in this, or the games in this video are going to be from all different kinds of lists. Like I said, I was testing around with all those types of cards. So let's get into the videos, the games. First, we're going to be up against Shanks at when we're number 90 on the rank ladder. And they're going to actually choose to go first. And we open double searcher, so it's going to be pretty good. Unfortunately, we don't hit an Ivankov. But they're going to go 5. We're going to hit the trigger event. We're on the trigger event here. And we're going to be able to play our Lindeberg. They're going to play Sanji. And yeah, you can already see that the game is over on my 4-Don turn. Yeah, we're going to go 5 to 4, 5 to 4, 5 to 4, 8 to 4, kill the Sanji. All on our 4-Don turn. So it's going to be tough for our opponent to win this one. But they are going to try. They're going to go 5 into the Lindeberg. We'll counter. They'll play Marco, pop a Belo Betty. We're actually going to decide whether we want to play Koala or if we just want to swing really hard. Decide to play Koala and just play out the Morley. I think maybe we could just justify swinging really hard there. But the opponent is going to scoop it up. Their hand was not going to do anything for them. Given the situation, like next turn they were going to play Blackbeard and pass, and they're going to take probably all 3 lives this turn, and then have to give up all their counter for the last swing, or at least a 2k. So yeah, it wasn't looking good for them. Our start was just insane. Next game against a pudding player. They are going to choose to go first once again. And at this point, it looks like we're like 134 on the rank ladder. On 2, I'm going to whiff the searchers, but I'm just going to establish a Belo Betty, or sorry, a Koala. Unfortunately, draw into a searcher, which isn't very good here, obviously. But we are able to boost our Koala, boost our Ivankov, swing 5-6 because we know what their triggers are. They have none. And then play the Morley. They're going to play Katakuri, ramp, go to 6 to 3, ramp again, pass turn. We're going to play that Belo Betty. Debating on taking the Kuma so that we can pop the Nico Robin, which seems good. Puts him back a Don. So yeah, I'm just going to take it. Just deciding what else I wanted to do with this turn. Looks like we're going to play the Rush Inazuma, boost Ivankov, Morley, and Inazuma. Ivankov's effect, play out the Bartholomew Kuma, KO the Nico Robin. The opponent is going to Don -1, search top 5 or top 3, I believe, for a Straw Hat card, and they're actually going to whiff, which is great for us. Any other plays there that we could have done? We could have, I don't know. Maybe we just hard played the Kuma, and then we can play another Inazuma off of the Ivankov and swing another 5, but I think like this was pretty good. I think just getting the Robin off the board is, well, we're going to get the Robin off the board regardless, but I think that was probably good, just swinging harder with the Tudon. Going into the next game against a 3D2Y Luffy. They're going to choose to go second, which seems good. But we are going to have double 5 drops, so I'm actually going to keep this hand. I was hoping that they would play, well, I guess they don't play a 1-drop Searcher because I had double Kuma. So I'm just going to play out the Kuma. They're actually going to pass, not trying to let me have a trigger this early. And they also don't have a Kuzan on curve, which is great. And we're just going to play the 5-drop, play out the Kuma because it's really our only target, and probably pass turn here. No need to swing another 5 to give up a card. They're going to play Sanji and then pop the Ivankov and just pass turn after playing another stage. We're going to play Ivankov, play out the Rush Inazuma. We're going to give +3 to Kuma, and Inazuma. We're going to swing 5, they'll 1K. We'll go 7, 7, 8. And they take the 7, 7, 8. They're going to play another Sanji, KO the Ivankov. And then go 7 to 5. Let that go because we have 0 2Ks, and then 7 to 4. We're going to let that go. We'll draw into the Belo Betty. So like, I'm definitely not afraid of dying. I'm just trying to set up a kill in the next couple turns because I can't hold out for long. We're going to play Karasu minus 1,000 a leader. Their leader is notably not 6K, so it's going to be a 4K leader. We're going to go 5 to 4. They're going to get a 2K, 6 to 4, 2K, 1K, and then we're going to play Lindbergh and pass. Try to go wide as much as possible. Opponent's going to do the 2-drop Searcher, find a Who's Who, 2-drop Searcher, find a Who's Who. 5 into 2, we'll let it go. Play another Sanji, KO the Karasu, swing 6. We'll hit a Karasu blocker and we can actually play it. And then another 6, and we hit a second Karasu blocker, and we'll just go ahead and play that. And their leader is only 5K this turn, so I think we just obviously go for it. Just a matter of numbers here. We're going to start with an 8, even though we do know that they have the double Who's Who in hand, but at least we can get both of them out of hand with this swing. We'll go 9, and it looks like 10. No, we'll go 9, 11, and it gets there. All right, going into the next ranked game. Looks like we're about 115 on the rank ladder at this point. Playing against Blackbeard. They are going to choose to go second, so putting us off curve. Going to keep this. I actually don't know if we mulligan or kept. But regardless, our hand's all right. We whiffed a Searcher, but we do have the Morley, which Morley is like honestly my least favorite card in the matchup for sure. Because if they just Shiru here, like what am I doing? I was actually thinking of taking out Morley because of that reason, but they do have to waste a Liberation on it, which actually doesn't feel too bad. Like as long as they don't Shiru it, I don't really care. Because they're not also establishing a body for me to have to deal with. But we are going to play out the Ivankov Karasu, and I decide to do the whole like leader ability out the Ivankov and everything prior to swinging. I know I could like get punished by a trigger killer, like a trigger KO card, but I think it's more likely that they're going to hit like a Liberation or a Black Hole. Maybe since they already played a Black Hole, maybe the math is a little different, but It also depends if they're playing the event, but I just didn't want them to trigger that and negate my leader ability, and then I can't play out anything off of the Ivankov. But luckily they are going to go down a lot in hand size, and therefore not use leader ability last turn. So I'm going to get off a free search and a 5-drop effect to play out a 4-drop Lindeberg. They're going to go 5, we take it, we whiff a trigger, but then they're going to play Shiru, KO the Belo Betty, and then play out Dot Q, which I'm just totally going to ignore. We are going to play out double Inazuma Rush, give them 3 Ks, go 7, 7, 8, KO the Luffy. They take everything, and then we just go 5 and 10. And even if they do get out of this, we're still pretty safe. And they do. So they do get out of it. They're going to go 5. We'll just simply 1K just in case they try to go, 7, 8 with Dot Q leader. But we were going to take a 2K out of life, so it wouldn't have mattered. But just in case, we kind of counter there. Alright, going into the next game here against Marco. I don't believe this is Animal Marco. I think this is like straight up Marco. We are about 115 on the rank ladder at the current point of this game. They're going to leader ability. Put a card on the top, which is interesting. And then play Duval. So I thought that they were stacking the animal for the animal event, but then they played the Duval, and I'm like, okay, well, this got a lot easier. We're just gonna play Ivankov Karasu swing 5. They're gonna counter out with a pudding. Because otherwise I may have thought about playing out the Lindbergh if I was going into the Animal Marco. But I know the Animal Marco doesn't play Duval. They're just gonna terribly mess up here. Not exactly sure what happened there, but they're totally whiffed up their stack. And we are going to take full advantage of the situation. Play out the Ivankov into the rush. We'll just Karasu, swing out. And then we can still play the Lindbergh off the Ivankov, pass turn. There's just simply nothing they can do. They're going to tap out for Whitebeard, but we do have double 2K. We could save anything they swing at. Barring the minusing and swinging at the Inazuma, of course. You're going to tap the Whitebeard to kill the Lindeberg. Swing 4. Now let the Karasu go. Just so I could counter out of the Inazuma. Because if I counter out of the Karasu, he was going to kill the Karasu anyway. By just swinging 6 into it. But I guess I do give up one less card in hand by doing that. And we're just going to go 9s. And they actually can get out of the 14, but the 15 gets us there, or the 5 gets us there. Alright, so against, second Shanks here. Alright, we are going to go second, huge. Open up double searcher, huge. We're going to place those 2 cards, double Ivankov, a 4-drop and a 5-drop. Opponent's just going to go 8. Unfortunately, can't punish him with a trigger, but drawing into the Karasu is good enough. So we will just do the thing here. Going to swing 5 to 4, 5 to 4, 5 to 4. And we're sitting pretty nice on going to our 6th dawn turn. Lucky Roo is obviously super annoying, but it's very, you could definitely play through it. But actually they're just going to play this 6-drop Luffy, or 5-drop Luffy, swing 6-6 into the Searchers. Obviously let those go. And then I play Ivankov, and I decide what to play here. I could definitely argue for the Raise Max to kill this Luffy, but I also have one in hand that I could still play. But I actually decided to go for it so that maybe I might play the Belo. Yeah, so I'm just going to swing 6 into it and just not commit another card to the field. I think that's fair. Or essentially, less that I'm not committing another card to the field, and more I'm not committing another card from hand, because I'm already going to be playing off of Ivankov. So I don't want to go down like super far in hand size. So we're just going to go 6 into the Luffy, they let it go, and then we'll go 8-8 into 4. Play out the Lindenberg. They're just going to go 5 into Karasu. I'm just never going to let that happen. And then they will Beckman the Karasu. Fair enough. We could kill the Ben Beckman here if we give up our whole hand. Assuming that we want a leader ability. And I think that's what we end up doing. And try to put them to 0 this turn, so that they can never play anything big again. So we're going to trash the Karasu, give everything +3. Play out the Koala with the Ivankov effect, -3000 to the Beckman. And then we will play out a Raise Max, minus another 3000 to the Beckman. We'll put a Dawn under Lindenberg, swing 9, KO the Beckman. We'll swing 9 with the Ivankov, and then we can still go 9-10. So no cards, but also not dead anytime soon. They're going to counter out of this second 9, or the third 9. And then we'll put them at 0 past the turn. Not afraid of Roger or anything like that. Plus they're only on 9 Dawn. And they're just going to play Luffy. Probably clean up 2 characters. Play a Lucky Roo or something. And we're just going to go for it. I think we could just math them out here, right? If we go... Because he can get out of 12, right? If he had triple 2K, he can get out of... We'd have to go 13-13. So we couldn't actually technically math him out. But, I mean... You know Shanks is going to have a 10 drop. You know they're going to have a Rayleigh or something. So it's pretty close to mathing them out. Regardless. Go to a GP game. If you haven't already, go and check out my all GP game, all GP video of me playing Belo Betty against all green purple Luffy. We're gonna open up the nuts and go Betty into Karasu Kuma. I actually decided to take the Kuma because I'm expecting them to play a Nico Robin eventually. And they do immediately, which I honestly wasn't expecting. So maybe I should have took something else. I don't know. I was thinking of just having the Kuma for later seems pretty good, but they actually just take the Nico Robin, which also I'm fine with. Like if they want to use it and on like a 5-4 swing and go Dawn minus, can't play Sanji Pudding this turn, then go, be my guest. I would much rather just establish the Ivankov Karasu, but on the other hand, we do get Zoro'd. We play right into the Zoro. And we have to counter out of both of these 1K swings. I'm still learning the matchup, honestly. And I honestly don't think it's as good as people say it is. Maybe I'm just bad, but Electric Luna just tears me up. And I accidentally swing 5 here. I should have swung 8-4, obviously, and then 5-4. That's my mistake. Just gonna totally ignore the Zoro, try to put them down as fast as possible because they are only going to 4 Dawn because they decided to leader ability last turn for some reason. They're going to start 5, and I actually decide to let go of the Karasu. This is my attempt at playing around Electric Luna, because I could definitely just tap the Koala and feel great, but I don't want to give them Electric Luna value. They are going to end up having the Electric Luna. They're going to freeze our Ivankov and Belo Betty. And just pass, which is interesting. I guess they know they died to a trigger, but also, like, how are you going to kill me anytime soon? Well, I guess 6-drop. If I tap the Koala, 6-drop gets there, right? But not if they have to giant, of course. I mean, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does get there. I'm not sure. They would be able to go 7. Yeah, I mean, if I don't draw any 1Ks out of life, it does, but that's unlikely. Regardless, let's get into the last game of the video against another GP. We open up double searcher once again, cracked. But our searchers are not that good. We actually whiff on the Ivankov off double search, so not the greatest, but still double searcher in itself is a very busted combo in this deck. We're going to start 5 because I'm just not exactly sure if I want to use my Belo Bettys yet. And since he gave me a 2K, I think I just do. I think there's like no world where I don't just 5-5 here because he gave me a 2K on the first one. Just deciding what to pitch. Decided to get rid of the Kuma. Not sure if that's a good choice or not. Could have definitely gave up the second Ivankov. Because like we still have 2 Koalas in the deck and 2 Ivankovs. And we already have one in hand. But we are playing out the Lindenberg, which essentially does the same thing as the Kuma. They are going to play Zora, swing into the Lindenberg. Annoying, and I'm not sure if I should counter this or not, but I decide to because the reason on this is because he swings 5 into it and he can go 6 obviously, and I have the 2K, and then I'm just like mega profit off of it. Off the Lindenberg, I can kill the Zora next turn, etc., etc., and goes like put him down pretty far in life, and he can't hold up any Dawn. Or he can decide to kill the Lindbergh by Dawn minusing restanding 2, and then he's only going to 5 next turn, so I'm not dead to the 6-drop Luffy, because that card is like actually busted against Belo Betty. So I'm always trying to play like make them use as much Dawn as possible, so that card is just never a factor. So I decided to counter out of that, even though it is questionable. That's my thought process, at least. Because now he has to decide, yeah, he's going to Dawn minus to guarantee a kill on the Lindbergh. And then won't be able to 6-drop us next turn. Because even if they don't like swing, like do the whole 6-drop thing, like double swing that turn, it's still like just sticking a 6-drop is insane. But instead, they're going to swing 6, get another 2K out of our hand, and then Electric Luna us, which does hurt a lot. And maybe it was bad to save it because I wasn't even thinking of Electric Luna, to be honest with you. I was thinking of the 7-drop, or the 6-drop, how much I just want to always play around that card. So I don't know. I feel like Electric Luna isn't bad for you if you're at 4 life. Like, it's not the worst if you're at 4 life. Like, you still have 4 life. So I guess maybe it's still worth just playing around the 6 drop as much as possible and just, at least if you have 4 life. Because Electric Luna isn't as bad. Like, you're not dead on the backswing or anything after the turn after they Electric Luna you like usual. Deciding if I want to play a Vonkov or Koala. Koala's gonna get me out to do Vonkov, and like that doesn't really do anything, so I think I just decide to go for the 5 drop. Even though I really do want the blocker out. We do find a rush, which is crazy. We're gonna ditch the blocker. Go plus to Betty, Kuma, and Inazuma. We'll start 6-6. They take it. Huge. We'll go 6-6. They'll give us 1. 6-6. They'll take it. Huge. We'll go 8. Take it. 8. And they have the 0 drop. Oh, we knew they had the 0 drop event. They searched it off the Nami. So they finally used the 0 drop event. I'm not sure what they discard. I wish I could control and look at the graveyard. They're going to take a Giant off of the second Nami. Going to take a Nico Robin off the search event. And the game just wrapped up at this point. Even if they did have the 6 drop, they couldn't kill us because we had 4 life. They could only have 4 swings. I'm actually going to protect this Belo Betty from the 2 swing, just to ensure that I have 3 characters on the board next turn. They're going to Going Merry. Pass the turn. We're just going to ditch the card we draw, and it's just numbers. Gonna start 8. $10. They probably block this. See what they take. And we can still go 6, 12. And they can only Giant once, notably, because they only have 2 Dawn total. And even if we don't, even if like somehow they may miraculously get out of the swing, like they still can't kill us because they're going to, assuming they have the Giant, they're going to 2 Dawn. But in the end, they didn't even have the Giant. All right, and that's the video. Those are all the games I have, at least for this video. Belo Betty, probably going to be my main strategy for the foreseeable future. I really do enjoy playing the deck, and I'm learning a lot playing this deck. And I know that, like, even though it's Belo Betty, and like, you know, it doesn't, you would think that there's not a ton of gameplay to be had, I guess, like strategic gameplay to be had. There really is, and it's very interesting sometimes, trying to optimize your plays. So regardless, GG's to all those guys. Make sure to subscribe to Plastic Beach X3 for more One Piece videos, and peace out.